I'm Luke.
Hey everybody, I'm Gary, and this is Go Wild Travel Company.
And today this is cruise news for the 2nd of July, 2026.
A cruise ship captain has been arrested in Corfu, Greece, after a guest fell off of the gangway. They were loading back on the ship, and she was going up the gangway, and the mooring lines broke because of a high wind. And the ship floated out, and when it did, it pulled the gangway loose, and the lady fell into the water. She's a 56-year-old woman from New Zealand. She was taken to the hospital with minor injuries, but the captain has been charged with exposing a passenger to risk, and if convicted, could spend up to 6 months in prison.
That's pretty wild when you think about it, that the captain of a ship can go to jail for something like that, you know?
Well, he probably wasn't thinking, the high winds, they break those big old ships loose quite regularly.
They definitely can.
I'm not making excuses for the man. He should not have tried to load them passengers at that time, but you just don't know. He may not even have realized what was going on, but it doesn't matter if he did or not. He's still in trouble.
No, that's how it works. So you're the captain of the ship. You're
responsible.
You're responsible.
That's
so
right.
I'm glad that the lady's okay.
I am too.
Because you just never know what might happen with a fall like that. Because I bet that's a good, 15, 20 feet down to the water. So
you know it is. Well, I hope that she's all right, where she can just come back and hopefully get back up the gangway this time and finish out her cruise. That would be all right.
You sure would.
I sure wouldn't want to do it. I'm not that big on jumping off in the water anyhow. I sure don't want to fall in it.
No, definitely. So our next story, Princess Cruises was hit with Norovirus on one of their Alaskan cruises. The Ruby Princess was completing a 20-night journey, an Alaskan cruise, and on their way back to San Francisco when the outbreak happened. There were at least 103 passengers and 22 crew members that came down with the virus, and Princess has said that they're implementing a more stringent cleaning process, to contain the virus and make sure that the passengers for their next sailing are, not going to have to deal with that.
Well, in an instance like that, they had to notify the CDC because the percentage was above 3% of the passengers that had the norovirus. So, of course, anytime you involve them, you've got to get that cleaning done and do a real good deep cleaning. If not just you should anyhow, but with the CDC involved, there's always that chance, that they're going to come in there and cause you some problems if they don't like what you're doing. So
and what I read was, because it was such a long cruise, it was there was probably more people than that, because it probably started somewhere near the beginning of the cruise,
probably,
and started making its way through the passengers as the cruise went on. I know a lot of cruise ships I've been on. The guys will be standing out there next to the hand wash stations, and they'll be dancing and singing a little song, and sometimes it gets kind of annoying, and they're kind of goofy, but
but washing them hands, that's
so
the key.
important, We always anytime I think of it, I hit up the hand sanitizers, and when I'm going to dinner, for sure, I wash my hands before and after, because the last thing I want to do when I'm on vacation is get a bad case of norovirus.
Me too. And people, it's a normal thing. People are always messing around their face with their hands, doing something, pushing. I do it all the time, push my glasses up, do something. And, they say try not to do that anymore, and you absolutely have to.
Definitely.
Because even between your hand washings, you can touch a railing or somewhere, and bam, it's right there.
Oh, yeah. And, cruise ships are, even though they're getting bigger by the day, there is still a pretty small confined space for that many people, and
It really is.
it's super easy for a virus, especially like that one, to spread fast.
Yes.
So
Yes, it is.
please wash your hands when you're on a cruise ship.
Yes.
You should be washing your hands anyway, but make sure you're doing it when you're enclosed with that many people.
Yeah, because I guarantee you, somebody's not washing their hands.
That's unfortunately, that's probably true.
Yeah. Well, and then next, back in April, a 24-year-old woman went overboard on the Carnival Forensic. And the FBI has been investigating that, and they have now determined that it was not accidental, but there was no foul play involved, that she actually committed suicide. And that's a very sad thing to be told, to hear about, especially a 24-year-old, with their full life ahead of them. But the Carnival team is still working with the family and, trying to do what they can to help, naturally. But, suicide is, it's very sad.
It is.
People are in such mental anguish, and if you've not ever dealt with it or seen it or been, you really don't understand. I've heard people say, "Well, I can't understand why anybody do that." Well, there's reasons, and when your mind is working against you,
yeah,
it's difficult. It really is.
It really is. And when I was looking at what stories I wanted to cover today, I was 50-50 on this one. But, this hits home for me as a veteran. And, a lot of veterans struggle with PTSD and other issues where sometimes they think that's their only option. And, obviously, I'm a big advocate for prevention and awareness when it comes to this issue. And we would just ask people. They've got the new 988 that you can call and you can talk to someone. You can get help, even if it's not you. If it's a family member, you can get help and. I just, with this issue, it's worth making that call. They really do. They care, and they will talk to you and will get you the help you need.
Yes.
So, I know this is kind of a somber thing, but it's a reality. And sadly, a lot of people, it happens on cruise ships because
it does.
They get out there and maybe they want to see the beauty of a place one more time, or just
it's terrible that you just don't know what's going on, really.
True.
And just a normal it's hard for a normal everyday person to understand. You really need that special type of care, somebody that can kind of understand what's going on, that can talk to you and you can discuss, and they can work it out, a lot of times. And it's just sad that this happened. It really is.
It is. And I know my thoughts and prayers are with this young woman's family and and all those involved. So, but just remember, it's just three numbers, and you're just one short phone call away from help. So if you're in this situation, I urge you to call. If you can't call someone call them. They will be there for you.
Yes, they will.
So now we're going to talk about a little bit of an inspiring story, I think.
Okay.
It's not really cruise related, so to speak, unless you want to consider it
small cruise,
a cruise of one. A 32-year-old Kelsi Pfender is traveling from Monterey, California, and she's going to Hawaii. But what makes this a little different is she's by herself and she's in a rowboat.
In a rowboat.
So,
Lord have mercy.
You know, that's courageous right there.
Well, yeah, yeah, you'd have to say it's courageous. Some other people might say it's something else. But,
Maybe a little bit foolhardy, but
she began her journey back in May, about the 21st, and actually is expected to be in Hawaii by July the 4th, about 12/20, which is, what, 43 days? Something like that?
yeah, roughly, yeah, just about, man, and that is, for
She's
one person,
rolling.
that's moving.
Yes, it is. That's, what, about 2,400 miles.
Yeah, you know, that's, I remember, you know, of course, I was in San Diego, a little bit south of that, but when my ship went to Hawaii, you know, it would take us a good 2 or 3 days, and we're moving at, you know, 20 knots, you know, so we were, and 24 hours a day. So,
yeah, because, you know, she's got to rest sometime.
Yeah.
You know, and, Lordy, I'll tell you.
I know. The awesome thing is, if she is able to complete it in that 43 days, she's going to smash the current record. The current record for a female is held by Leah Dutton, and she did it in 86 days.
Oh, that's half the time.
I know. And she'll even beat the men's record, which is held by Rob Eustace, and he did it in 56 days. So if she can do it in 43, that's absolutely phenomenal.
It really is. And you know, she's doing this. The reason she's doing this is a good thing. It's for support, to raise money and support for the Whale Foundation that provides health and wellness support to
Grand
Canyon River Guides.
Yeah. So that's you know, that's really good, because those people, you know, they that's another adventure. It's not a cruise thing, but man, I think it'd be pretty cool to go down in there and maybe, I don't know, maybe when I was younger, going river rafting.
Yeah, I might have done that at one time, but I probably wouldn't do that now.
So, but they support, you know, health and wellness for the people who do take tourists down through that river and into the Grand Canyon. And, you know, I've been to the Grand Canyon up on the top side, and it's absolutely magnificent. I can't imagine what it's like being at the bottom and seeing it and looking up. And
you know, the thing that they do, I don't believe I couldn't do it. I'm gonna tell you right now, is they ride them mules down that trail, and they say them mules walk right at the edge. You know, and I just know that I'd get that mule that had a bad leg. There we'd go.
You know, I may wear a cowboy hat, but I ain't that much of a cowboy.
Yeah. Say, oh, Gary made it to the bottom faster than anybody.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm right there with you. You know, when we were there I was there with my family. We were on the Nevada side, and they got that horseshoe that goes out, you know, over it, and it's glass bottom. And my wife, we looked it up, and it was like $86 to get in there and to go out on that thing. Well, I'm deathly afraid of heights.
Yeah, I know you are.
And before we left Las Vegas to go out there, she looked at me and she said, "Let me tell you something right now. If we pay that $86, you're going out on that thing. There ain't no backing out."
If I have to drag you out, huh?
Yeah. And, you know, I did. I went out on it. And the crazy thing was, I think because it's so far down, it didn't trigger that fear that I have when I'm up, you know, something high. Because it's funny, we do that and it's beautiful. You know, we walked down the canyon a little ways where it's not so narrow, like you're talking with the donkeys. And we come back and we did that, and you look down and, you know, it's beautiful. And then we drive back to Las Vegas that day. We go up they got a miniature version of the Eiffel Tower. It's about 500 foot off the ground. I was more terrified being at the top of that Eiffel Tower than I was standing out over the middle of the Grand Canyon. Which is just kind of weird, you know, how that kind of stuff plays with your mind.
It really does, and it's heights ain't. There's a lot of people, and some people, they have no fear whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Go up there and but I kind of envy them sometimes. I don't. Mine's not like yours, but I do. I'm kind of look over that edge, kind of like
Yeah.
that. I ain't getting too close to it.
Well, the other thing too, when you're there at the edge, they got a park ranger, and he's standing, or she. I don't know, but they are standing there, and they're right there at the edge because they got to be there trying to keep people from, doing stupid stuff. And there's always one, even when we were there, someone was horsing around right at the edge, and the park ranger had to go up and stop them.
Well, they put a pretty good wall up there, don't they? Around that where people can't get off?
No.
Oh, they
No,
don't?
not really. There's a chain, well, at least not where I was at. There was just a chain and a little bit more, and it was right there, and that's what I'm saying. There's a park ranger, and he's basically, or she's right there on the edge. So, not where I was at least, what was this, 3 years ago, I think, when we went?
No.
So maybe some things have changed, but...
I can't.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because we walked down to see where they had done some type of mining stuff kind of on the side of it there, and there was a bunch of equipment and stuff on the, and I just don't know how a guy can do it. I know I couldn't.
No, I couldn't either. But there's thank goodness we got people who can do that kind of stuff, because if we didn't have, then we'd be missing out on a lot of things.
Absolutely. So, well, I guess that's it for today. I'm Luke.
And I'm Gary. And hey, if you guys like this, would you please push that like button? And if you would, push that subscribe button, because we sure could use the help on our channel, and it won't cost you anything to do it. And we'd really appreciate you.
Yeah, also, leave a comment if there's something you see that you like that we're doing, or even something you think we could improve on. We'd love to hear from you guys. Tell us how we're doing.
Oh, yeah, we need that. I agree with that. That would be good. And or if there's anything you want us to talk about, or anything, we'd be more than happy to do it.
Absolutely. All right, guys, y'all hang wild.